just gonna do a quick discussion of like next week's meta. I think next week's meta is gonna be probably Ramada. So here we got Ramada. I think next week she's gonna be the arena meta. Because every week there is every week the bonus units for arena rotates, and in order to climb, you really need to play the specified units, and it's always the new units are always featured as the XL bonus the week after they're released. So they give you a good week. Let's say they give you 5 days to max them out. So you got from Wednesday to Sunday to max out or get these guys to 89 for them to be usable in arena. And next week is going to be featuring Mashiri and Ramada. And I seriously think next week's meta is going to be Ramada Soldier meta. One, because she completely dominates Mashiri, right? Because it's water to fire. And two, because the Ildira card is a thing. There's going to be very little Mashiris because of this Ildira card. Where is it? The Christmas party card, right? Here. This card is insane. This card is insane. You get 20 area resist. The map right now is already area resist. I think it's either 10 or 15. So that's like 30, 35 area resist. So no one's gonna run any calculators there. Hell, I don't even think anyone's gonna run any mages. I don't know if area resist reduces spear damage though. It would be very interesting if it does, because then that's another double whammy for Mashiri, because this card increases water damage, magic damage. Even though Mashiri resists magic, she's weak to water. And if the area damage reduces her damage because she's a spear user, that just makes things worse for her, right? And I think what will happen is, because of this card getting the vision ability, and because of the Exorcist card getting the vision ability, people are going to run something like Stern or Oldoa, Super Stern. Basically, they're going to run soldiers or greatsword users with Ramada, and they'll probably run Ramada, Ildira, and then a greatsword user with Ildira being the healer. And I think that would be a pretty solid setup. I think Ramada Drain Force might be a good setup as well, because there aren't going to be I don't think there'll be any tanks next setup, but there might be some, and Ramada Drain Force will destroy the tanks too. And that's what I'm worried about, because I want to run Whisper, because I just spent a bunch of resources maxing her, maxing her. She's only at 89. She's only at 89 cap, so it's not really maxed. But I spent a bunch of resources on her, and I feel like she's pretty fun to use, and I want to make videos with her. But I think next week, that will completely wreck her if they run Drain Force with Ramada. The other thing I was thinking is Mashiri is basically made to kill Agrius. So you might see something like Ildira, Ramada, Agrius. Just because they have the audacity to say like no one's gonna play Mashiri because of the weakness to water, because there's going to be a ton of water running everywhere. Generally speaking, there will be one of the two units, if there's two units that give bonuses, one of the two units will be more dominant. For example, right now it's Final Fantasy IV and Kain is more dominant. You see Kain everywhere and you barely see any Rosas. That's why I play Rosa. Like, I'm one of the only people that play Rosa right now. But there's Kains running everywhere. I think next week I'll probably end up playing Mashiri because she's the underdog, and it'll be better to play her. And also because most people pulled Mashiri, right? Most people didn't pull Ramada. But that puts you in an awkward situation if you pulled Mashiri but you didn't pull Ramada. You get into a situation where your opponent has two water units and you're stuck using a fire unit for bonus. So I just don't see people using Mashuri. They might use her to get a bonus, and then there aren't too many good thunder units, right? There's Sid, and that's it. But like Sid's damage was pretty good, but now it's kind of now his damage is kind of overshadowed by Super Stern. And because Solidus is a thing, right? Solidus runs with magic cards. So a setup might be something like Ramada, Udira card. And then another user with Solidus. They might run, or even if they don't run Solidus, right? They run Odin. You're looking at 35 area resists and 20 unit resists. Sid isn't gonna one-shot anybody. So I think that's gonna be a tough meta to beat, and I gotta figure out how I gotta fight that an upcoming Ramada meta. Of course, if the map changes, all of this goes down the drain. This isn't even a discussion if the map changes. But considering the map just went into effect in Guild Wars, I think the map will probably stay at least a week. And in that sense, I do have to worry about that. I do have to worry about the Ramada Udira build. I guess what I'm preparing for that is I have one person hold Odin and one person hold Ramu, and I have Ramu hold 25 water killer, and basically hope that'll be enough to cover me. Alternatively, my Udira also can, if I end up having to fight Mashuri, if Mashuri becomes the meta, my Udira has Mind Flayer. Mind Flayer runs 15, can run 15 Man Eater, 15 Fire Killer. So I think those two cards would be very useful. Ramu and Mind Flayer for counter the respective elements. But I do think the one that's going to end up being more popular in Arena anyways is going to be Ramada. So get ready for the Ramada meta. Because right now everyone's spending their time maxing the 2 units. I don't think they can max both of them that fast on top of a vision card, right? I think people are going to max the vision card first because it's useful for Udira. And most people already have Udira maxed out. So they'll give the vision cards as a big power boost to Udira. And then if they already have Exorcist maxed out, that's a big power boost to Super Stern or regular Stern. Or even, you can even run that with Ramada. Ramada, Exorcist, Udira Christmas card, and then you just run a third person, tank or healer, whichever. And that'll be a team. Unfortunately, Mashuri is a lot harder to make a team for. I guess technically you can do Mashuri, Kane, and a healer, or Mashuri, Kane, Glaciella. But the problem with the Mashuri team is, if you saw my video on running Mashuri as a gunner, I wanted to run her as a gunner, but because of her 4 jump, she's a trap. Basically what will happen is because of the 4 jump, she'll run right through the middle. And if you run right through the middle, what's going to happen is you're going to get isolated, and you're going to get owned, basically by any range. And with Ramada having range and Udira having range, even if Mashuri does an attack, it's not going to do much damage, and then she's going to get turned around and killed. So that's I think what her weakness is, right? And she's not like Kane. Kane can run Courage. Kane can run Drain Lance or Blood Lance. Those things will keep him alive. Like Mashuri is not going to get kept alive from that. Be it that she has strong slash resist and strong magic resist, but if she's under attack from 2 water units, she's gonna die, especially if she runs in alone. So I don't really have a good team for Mashuri at the moment. I guess a good team for Mashuri would be you put her in the 3rd position, so that even if she runs forward, she'll be off to the side, and then you run a tank in this position and a healer in this position. I think that might be how you run Mashuri, but I really have to think about it. It comes down to like between the two, which one's more popular is Mastery. I'll probably end up using Mastery. Even though I have both and I don't really, and Ramada I think would be the easier route to go. Unfortunately, as you can see, I didn't have either of those cards maxed out. I was busy trying to get Super Stern to 89 and Whisper to 89, so I have some different units I can use and show off. I have a ton of usable vision cards, but like that water vision card is really good for Ildira, and Ildira being one of my mains, I really wanted to cap that out for her, but I'm not in a hurry to build it because of the feel. The feel is already reducing area of effect damage, and if everybody else is using that card, then there's no sense in me using Ildira. I think my Gunner team would be fairly useful against a possible Ramada meta because Frederica's strong against them, and they're not particularly resistant against missile, and most missile attacks are single target. So I think Gunner would be very useful. The problem with Gunner is you need to run Mastery for the bonus, and Mastery can't really like I was demonstrating yesterday. Like Mastery just runs right into the middle, and she just gets wrecked. So maybe if there's no Kane and Mastery runs right in the middle, she might live an extra turn, and hopefully she can do something with that extra turn. But we'll see what happens. And realistically, it probably wouldn't be smart to run Mastery as a Gunner if there's two water units on the other side, unless the third unit is Agrius. But yeah, that's my thoughts on the meta for next week, arena meta for next week. But like I said, all goes down the drain if the map changes. Arena is heavily based on map and unit. There might be a map change if because of the Ildira card, but it's hard to say. In the situation that there is no map change, then I think this arena meta is probably gonna last for another week or two. I'm talking about the new one with Ramada and Mastery. Well, I think that's it. Let's see if it comes true. It'll be cool if it comes true. But if it doesn't, then it's just random bullshit ranting. Thanks for watching. Have a nice day.